You must not know. This double chin is strong. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2 of the Fit4Lyfe Lifestyle Podcast. As per usual, I am Anthony Changes, joined by the queen of no excuses, and the only one I know that can make cauliflower rice delicious, the notorious Sandy T.
What's up?
What's up, Coach?
Season 2.
I'm back in the building.
I know, here we go.
Literally, like this is exactly how Season 1 started, in this room.
That's right.
Yeah, so maybe, who knows?
This
maybe,
is scary.
Maybe,
Do people even know what this room is?
recovery?
Yeah.
For life.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe the next episodes will end up back out front. We'll see what happens.
Listen, Season 2 is starting, and you want the camera moved in this direction. You want to sit in different chairs. I now have a spinny chair. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster for sure.
Got to make it more interesting, right?
Yes.
More fun.
Speaking of interesting and roller coasters,
Please.
we are knee deep in Murph Preparation.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. How are you doing with it?
I'm doing it.
Not liking it.
But you know, it's not. I've realized it's not about how much you like it. It's about how much you like the results after. And so give us a little taste as to like what we're doing to prepare for Murph.
Absolutely. So right now we are officially on. Today is what? What day are we?
11.
The 11th. So we are 35 pull-ups, 40 push-ups, and 125 squats, which are now weighted, by the way.
Are they?
Yes.
So I should bring my vest.
You can bring your vest.
Okay, I'll bring it.
Look at you having a vest.
I do.
So you got it? It's 20 pounds?
It's 2240. I put all of the little sandbags in it. I was like, this shit is fucking heavy. What is this?
Yeah.
But yes,
I'm
gonna put half of them in
awesome. So we are now, since we're considered like the second week, we added in 10 pounds at least. 10 pounds, no more than 20, because why do extra if you don't have to do extra, right? Even for Murph. Because when it comes down to it, when you start doing these squats, listen, today I did it for virtual, and I was telling everybody to do, I think it was like 40 push-ups each round. I'm like, no, just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
25.
Instant tears from the house.
I don't really do it 25. Today's 50. It's 50. It's 50 push-ups, 35 pull-ups, 50 push-ups, and 125 squats, weighed at least 10 pounds, because we progressively, move along. Yeah. So in classes, we're doing the push-ups and the squats, and then we have everything set up for you guys to do the pull-ups. So you could do them on your own in between stations, just like burpees. I mean, I feel like we're doing April all over again, just in a really weird, not so nice way.
It's definitely
I don't know
not
what's
so
worse,
nice.
The burpees or actually I prefer to do burpees. That's just me.
Compared to what? The pull-ups?
Yes.
The pull-ups, I
don't know.
I kind of like the pull-ups because there's the assistance with the bands.
Right.
But like
burpees, there's no assistance.
There isn't. But like you know what the burpees are, and like you just do them, and like you do as many as you want. You know what I mean? Like these pull-ups are like.
Yeah. Right.
This is the number you have to get done in class.
Right.
So like the pull-ups I don't mind, it's the squats, man. Like my legs are on fire. Like yesterday with Coach Amanda, I was here and we had like 6 minutes to do the little Murph thing, and I had like 7 squats left to do, and she was like, okay, time, and I'm like, you kidding me? Like I have 7 left. So I was kind of butthurt that I didn't get it done, but I still got them done because she told us to finish. But, I was like, I was so close to getting it done within that time frame, which, I don't know, kind of scares me because we've got Murph coming up and there's a lot more to do than that.
Well, the whole month we're practicing. So it's like every day is Murph.
You're right.
Every day is a mini Murph.
Mini Murph.
My kids want to do Murph. You know that? They want to do Murph. They're like, can we do like a mini version? I'm like, sure. What do you want to do? You want to do half a mile, quarter mile? So we're starting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, because when I first did the distance and I drove them the distance outside of the mile, they were they were kind of like going back. I don't know if I want to do that whole mile. So I was like, okay, but maybe half a mile or a quarter mile you guys can do, and then just cut the reps in like a quarter or a half. So they're totally game. My kids are the only ones that want to do this entire workout. Like they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
I'm like, are you guys crazy? So they want to do it. But every we have our calendar out, and it's progressively going to get harder through the month. and it gets to a point and then we drop down. So we were never going to get fully to the full number of reps because there's really no reason to. I mean, even when you train for a marathon, 26.2 miles, you really only go to like 20 or 22. You only do about 75% of what you have to do on the actual day. But you usually do that 2 or 3 times, or you're constantly training for it. So that's the whole thing, because you don't want to go to that max, because then to recover and to rest, to prepare yourself for the actual Murph takes time to recover. So we're going to go up to like, I think it's 200 squats, somewhere around there.
Ooh,
half the I think it's around half the reps.
And do we get a chance to break those up, or is that like how it's been this entire 2 weeks or a week and a half, where it's like you do 40 push-ups, you do this many squats, and then you get your pull-ups done?
Mean like in class and stuff?
Yeah.
Right now we're doing that because it just makes the most sense, because in reality, when you do Murph, I mean, the whole goal is to be able to do it straight, exactly how it says. But of course, we're going to give you options, and you're going to break it up however you need to in order to get it done. So as the month goes through and the reps get higher, we are going to break it up. So you'll do so for example, today, I think today here too, because I was going to say in virtual, we broke it up and you did 25 push-ups, then you did like 40 of the squats, then 25 push-ups again, 40 of the squats. So you broke it up. Okay. Just to give you a preview of what you're doing later.
Okay. I mean, it's a lot. But like even yesterday, I know I broke it up. I broke it up myself.
Yeah.
And did half of the push-ups first. I didn't break them both up in half. So I was doing a lot of math, which I probably ended up shooting myself in the foot, like, because I had to spend a lot of time. 11, 12.
How many did I just do?
Right. But so for those of you that don't know, this workout is a tough one.
It is a tough workout.
And it takes place on purpose, for sure. I mean, and for good reason, for sure. And it takes place on Memorial Day, and it is prescribed, or it requires you to run a mile, do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, followed by one other mile, all while wearing at least a 20-pound weighted vest.
Right.
And was it 14 pounds for women? Or
is it? I don't know. Is it an option?
I've seen that.
Oh, I don't know.
Other places. I mean, it may not be necessarily a thing, but I've seen it on a couple of videos that I saw on preparing for Murph. Yeah. They mentioned that women can wear a 14-pound.
Yeah, we've always done, the vest, the weight is optional. And then what we do too is that if you don't wear it during the runs, you can do it for your squats at least.
Right.
Because the pull-ups is kind of hard to do unless you have a vest on, because we don't have any of the hanging, like you strap around your waist or something, and the hanging weights. We don't have any of that stuff. So unless you're going to figure out a way to hang a dumbbell on your shoulder.
Well, you must not know, this double chin is strong.
I'm going to hold that dumbbell right here. Watch me. Or you know what, at this point, one arm pull-ups.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah. So if you don't wear the weighted vest, obviously it becomes very challenging. So we at least encourage you to do it for your squats. Most people are super strong in their legs. Lower body is super strong. So we always encourage you, listen, 20 pounds, grab 2 10-pound dumbbells, grab a plate, grab something to at least add it on. Or you can wear the vest, which is the best way. We've even had runners run with dumbbells, or at least walk or power walk. Or
like 5-pounders?
Yeah, whichever. Yeah, we try to encourage any amount of weight that you can add to it to make it more challenging. Right. That's the whole point, to make it hard, like 75 hard, like to make it hard, like don't make it so easy. It's not supposed to be easy. You're supposed to bitch and complain the whole time.
I've actually heard the opposite of that because of the meaning of the workout.
That is
like
true.
I
internally you're bitching.
For sure. Like the whole. I mean, if you know me, if anybody watching this knows me, I'm bitching and complaining the whole time, before and after, like from warm up to cool down, and even in the parking lot on the way home, I'm complaining. But give us a little rundown as to like the history of this workout, who it's after, why it's called Murph, and why we do it on Memorial Day.
Absolutely. So on Memorial Day, we'll actually, we'll be sharing the story with everybody within all the time frames that we start. But it is named after Navy Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, and it was his favorite workout. And it was his favorite workout. It wasn't called Murph at the time. It was just like a body armor type of workout, because he did it with a 20-pound weighted vest. And he did this workout for fun. Like this was his thing, like to train. And unfortunately, he did lose his life fighting for us in Afghanistan. And since then, it was incorporated and adopted into the CrossFit world, is really what it's known for. In the CrossFit world, they adopted it, they took it on, and they named it Murph. And from that, because of Murphy, so they named it Murph. And from that, we now do this crazy workout for him and for everybody fighting for us.
Right.
So that's why when we're doing this workout, we encourage everybody, no bitching, no complaining, add the extra weight, work a little bit harder, sweat a little bit more, push yourself through that one rep when you think you can't go anymore. So that's the whole point of the actual workout. And so we have adopted it because here at Fit4Lyfe, we don't like easy.
No.
We want you guys to do, we want you guys to challenge, we want you guys to push yourself to that next level, to do more,
right.
to try more, to do more, to see how much more that you can do.
Yeah, and this takes place on Memorial Day because of the people that have given the ultimate sacrifice to provide us with the luxuries that we've grown accustomed to. And if I'm not mistaken, Lieutenant Murphy, there was a movie made after him or after his whole story called Lone Survivor, from the lone survivor, from his group or his his I don't know, I don't want to say platoon, it might be a wrong name, but from his group of men that were in Afghanistan. And I think it was a Mark Wahlberg movie.
It was. Yeah. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
A really good movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, or anybody else hasn't seen it yet, go ahead and make sure you check that out, because it was an awesome movie. Now,
with Murph being such a wicked tough workout, one that we're spending almost the entire month preparing for a 1 day workout.
I know, right?
It's not like 12 days of fitness where it was like
12 days, that's it. No finale workout at the end.
No, this is a month-long preparation for a wicked tough workout. There are risks associated with stuff like that, and there is one particular condition that is associated with not only CrossFit but with this particular workout in general, and that's rhabdomyolysis. Myolysis.
You know what? Rhabdo.
Rhabdo for short. We're just gonna call it Rhabdo.
Yeah, Rhabdo, which is common. I think it's more common in the CrossFit world. Rhabdo. It can be something that is caused or created from many different things, not just actual workouts, which I know that we talked about. It could be from crashes, accidents. Was there anything else that you remember?
Drug use and certain infections, snake bites, or any venomous spiders, whatnot. If it's basically caused by muscle death.
Correct.
And that the contents of that muscle, once it's broken or crushed, being released into the bloodstream.
Right.
And then there's a protein, I believe, called myoglobin. I sound so smart. I have absolutely no idea about any of this.
You sound so smart. I love it.
I need all the research, and I make sure to come prepared for this episode. But yeah, so myoglobin gets released into the bloodstream, and then this is a protein that the kidneys either cannot flush out or cannot flush out efficiently. So when you have a strenuous exercise like a Murph, or you get into a car accident or anything that causes significant muscle damage in a short amount of time, the kidneys have to work twice as hard to get that stuff out. Mm-hmm. So one of the key things that is seen, or one of the symptoms, is the dark tea-colored urine, the Diet Coke, the Coca-Cola, right? Coming out of the bloodstream, coming out in your urine, it comes out that color because the kidneys can't flush all the toxins out, so it comes out dark. But yeah, so that condition, Rhabdo, can be caused by any number of things, but I think specifically we're focusing on just the strenuous exercise portion of it.
Exactly. And for those that don't know, since it's been a couple years now that I got rhabdomyolysis in 2018 from the Murph Challenge, the wonderful, beautiful Murph Challenge, which is a very, very interesting circumstance, because it wasn't like I had not been training. It wasn't like I had not done Murph before in previous years. I have done Murph again since then and been completely safe and completely okay. I wish I could say, I wish I could pinpoint and be like, hey, this is how you get rhabdo. Like, if you do this exercise or if you do it in this way. But it's kind of something that is, I don't think it's something that is predetermined. Like, if you do 100 sit-ups, you're going to get rhabdo. If you do 200 squats, you're going to get rhabdo. If you do 100 calf raises, you're going to get rhabdo.
99 is the limit, brothers.
Right?
Like, I'm telling you, family,
make
like
sure
99.
You stop before you hit that number. There's really no way of determining. I wish I could say exactly how I got rhabdo, but I don't know, unfortunately. All I know is that I had done the Murph Challenge, even prepared as I was. There are a few things that I can say were like contributing factors to it, but again, like I don't know 100%.
Let me ask you this: so when you did that Murph that year, because I've seen videos where people have partitioned Murph and done strictly the 1 mile before, the 1 mile after. They've worn the vest, but they broke up those high rep exercises, one, to prevent fatigue, and two, to possibly eliminate the possibly to limit the possibility of getting rhabdo.
Right.
Did you partition this particular Murph workout?
This year I didn't.
Okay.
But the previous year, I don't think I did. I don't think I broke it up either. The difference this year, I did wear the 20-pound weighted vest for the entire workout, including the pull-ups. But I did the pull-ups assisted. I've never done the pull-ups unassisted. But I did the weighted vest for everything else: the mile run, the push-ups, and the squats. For this particular Murph, I did with everything. But previous years, I didn't use the vest for the pull-ups.
Right.
I think that was the only thing I didn't use the vest for, but I've done it straightforward. And I think this is our maybe fifth year, I think, that we're doing the Murph, that we're doing it with Fit4Lyfe. So I've done it previous years, just with or without the vest. I've done it straightforward. I have partitioned and broken it up. Since that particular year, I have not done it straightforward, just out of fear, at just being scared, being scared of everything that had happened. But for those that don't know, because I don't know if we exactly said what rhabdomyolysis is. It is a broken down of the protein, the muscle, broken down muscle into the bloodstream, and the body just doesn't filter it out. And eventually you develop symptoms which have the color P. You can have nausea, you can have vomiting, you can have dehydration, fever. You could have extreme muscle aches and soreness, more than probably that you've ever felt before.
Right. You just feel like this isn't normal. Right. Like, I work out regularly.
This isn't, yeah. And many people don't, I think, even know what rhabdo is. Like, they have no idea. They're probably like, what the hell is this? Already now Googling what is rhabdomyolysis to see exactly what it is, because it's really not common, and it's not something that's talked about, and quite honestly is frowned upon in many of the fitness communities, because it's considered something like, oh, you're not trained, you're not taking care of your body, you're not hydrated, you're not eating well, and things like that. So this was kind of like something that I had learned about from years previous. A weird, funny story. I had a cleaning lady come to my house, and we were just sharing fitness, because she was in the fitness industry before, no longer, because she had developed rhabdomyolysis, and she was never the same since. Like, she just wasn't, her energy levels weren't the same and everything. And she had developed it from doing a CrossFit workout, and she had mentioned it was more of on the rowing machine and like push-ups or pull-ups, one of those things. And she had done this, and she just felt extreme fatigue and stuff like that. When she told me, I was like, what is this? So I'm like Googling.
Google it. Rhabdo.
What is rhabdo?
Spelled it wrong.
So this was
the first time.
Yeah, right. So this was like 2 years before I had developed it, and so she had told me that story, and it was always in the back of my mind, and always just a constant reminder, like, I need to take care of myself and make sure that I'm properly staying hydrated, eating well, and stuff like that. We did the Murph in 2018, and we had I'm trying to think, we had done the Murph, and always for me with extreme workouts, I never really eat. Like, I'll have a protein shake, something liquid, protein shake, electrolytes, hydration. I'm always really, really good with that. That's easy. But even when I've run marathons, triathlons, and never felt that I was like hungry or starving after I did these races. So I always just waited out until the point where I'm like starving, because now my body is like, give me all the food, give me all the food.
I need French fries.
And it's always something, a cheat meal. It's always something that is usually higher in red meats, because I just feel like my body's like, that's what my body wants. Like, it's craving that protein, and specifically like a burger or like a steak. Like, that's what it wants. And I give my body what it wants. If that's what it wants, I'm not like, oh, just give me the chicken. You know, so usually I'm like, give me what my body wants. So I remember we had burgers, we grilled, we had fries, we had all the good stuff. I even had my very regular Greek yogurt at night for dessert, everything like normal.
Right.
So we did that. So that was Monday. Tuesday rolled around. I didn't do any heavy workouts, because I recommend don't do any heavy workouts after the day before or the day after. Don't do any heavy. There's just no points. You're conditioning, you're preparing your body for an intense workout, regardless of how hard you work out. And that was Tuesday. Did nothing. Wednesday I did a very light cardio. I think it was like a running. I ran. I did like a cardio based workout. And by Wednesday, I was still sore. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, this is kind of strange. No other symptoms. No fever, no nausea, no vomiting, no fever.
No dark urine?
No dark urine, nothing like that. And I was already thinking about rhabdo because, again, from the story 2 years ago, it was already like in the back of my mind. And I was like, wow, you know, I wonder. And I'm like, no, like, there's no way. So Wednesday, I was like super sore and really sore. And then Thursday was like the extreme. And I think usually we all know, like, during a workout, usually day two, 3, like day 1 you're not so bad, day 2 you're sore, but day 3 like you start to feel a little better. By day 4 you're kind of like, okay, like I can
back
move.
to normal.
But I remember by Thursday, which was, I consider that day 4 because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I couldn't move my arms. Like I couldn't brush my hair. Like I couldn't move back. It was painful. It wasn't sore. It was painful. And then I couldn't extend my arms all the way. And I'm like, this is like really weird. And I would extend and it would like, I would extend and leave it there. I'm like, okay, I'm good now. Right. But the second I would bend, my arms would like lock and I'd be walking around like this, like washing dishes like this, cooking like this. It was very odd. And at this point I wasn't even working out. Like I wasn't doing any heavy workouts, nothing. Cause I'm like, I really couldn't do anything. And that was the only symptom that I had. And that was Thursday. And I remember my kids were home. Jason was at a night meeting. And I remember taking a shower and getting out of the shower. And like, I looked at my elbows and my elbows were like balls. They were like tennis balls. Wow. And I'm like, that's weird. And I'm like,
that's suspicious.
I'm like,
that's weird.
I'm poking it like, this is weird. Not hard, just like a round ball, like fluid, but not like a I don't know, I don't even know, like a stress ball type of like that feeling. Gotcha. Like you press it and like it comes back and what, really odd. So of course Google, I'm like
WebMD,
Google,
what kind of cancer do I have? Like
swollen elbows, heavy workout, and boom, like this blog post came up of this woman that was a runner. She was vegan. We were vegan at the time. She was vegan. She did CrossFit and she did this heavy workout that was for her, I believe it was push-ups, just push-ups. It was like
push-up challenge,
max push-ups all out. It was this WOD, whatever it was. Regardless, none of that mattered. All I saw was swollen elbows. And that was her only symptom. And that was the only symptom I had because I was so well hydrated that I was peeing just regular color, like you normally pee if you're hydrated.
But because of the rhabdo that you didn't know you had at this point, it's not filtering stuff out, so this is collecting.
Yes.
Fluid is collecting.
It was just like there are my elbows. So Jason walks to the door. I'm like, I have rhabdo. He's like, say what? Typical Jason style. No, you don't. What are you reading? All that good stuff. I'm like, I'm serious and I'm worried. Like I look at my elbows and he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, something's wrong.
Something doesn't look right. And when Jason says that, you worry. You worry because Jason's not a I don't know, like he doesn't worry, like he doesn't panic. He doesn't, show those types of emotions.
Doesn't express that kind of
It doesn't
reaction.
show that those types of reaction and emotions and things like that. So for him to say, yeah, that doesn't look normal, I'm like, shit, I'm dying. I'm like, what's happening to me?
No.
So he calls or he texts his hand surgeon at the time, which just so happened to have done the Murph challenge also at his CrossFit box. The same on Monday. And he said, listen, she's very well trained and conditioned. There is the possibility that she developed rhabdo, but she doesn't have the other symptoms. So I can't really say, like he had sent him pictures and everything. He's like, I can't really say, but peace of mind, you can always go to the hospital just to get it checked out. And I was like, yeah, I'm going. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like,
I'm not driving, but I'm going.
I'm like, I can't move. And I remember telling him, listen, with or without you, like, I got to go. Like, I have to go for peace of mind. Like, I have my kids. I'm afraid to go to sleep at this point because I'm like, something is wrong because the symptoms were getting worse. They weren't getting better. Like, nothing was getting better. I was developing more symptoms. And I'm like, scared to go to sleep because there's no way, like, I don't know what's going to happen. So fortunately, Isabella was there and she's of age. And we're like, she's going to stay home with the kids. The kids were sleeping, and we went to the hospital, which that was a whole experience in itself because we came into Memorial West and they took us into this back quarters that I've never seen before in my life. I'm like, where are we going? To a room that was the size of like a small bathroom. I'm like, where are we? Like, what?
Welcome to the trauma tent. Like,
this is crazy. So we went into this very small room, and I guess there was just an influx of I'm like, is everybody here for Rhabdo?
Right.
What the heck's going on?
Murph kicked everybody's ass.
What the heck is going on? So we went into this small room, and they ended up, they took my blood work. I told them the story over and over again. It's like 10:30 at night at this point, and it took like 4 hours for them to come back. Like at this point, we're like in like the chair, and I'm like, I can't move. I'm like, yeah. They come at 1 a.m. The PA comes in. That's how busy they were. Like the doctor didn't even. It was a PA came in, and she was like, we took your blood. Do you know what rhabdomyolysis is? And I said, I sure do. And she's like, well, that's what you have. And I'm like, holy shit.
Boom!
That's basically,
I told you,
yeah.
right?
I was like, Jason, I told you. So at this point, they were like, we need to admit you, and because we have to monitor you. The only way for you to get rid of this is we have to flush you with IV fluids at this point. Like, it's so bad. Normal levels, CK levels, normally CK levels, right?
Yeah, creatine
kinase, yeah. Normal CK levels are anywhere from like 10 to like 100, 120. My levels were like 35,000. Woo, woo, woo. I was like, really? Holy shit. Like, it was, at that point, I was like, what do you mean? Like 35. Was normal?
Right.
Like 10?
How do I have
how
like
does that
135
happen?
times that?
Yeah, how does that how
more?
does that happen? Like that's how crazy, like, and how interesting our bodies are, like just how things can change so rapidly that fast. So, and at this point we had Fit Pines. Like Jason was supposed to work that next morning, so we're like on like texting our other coaches like, hey, can you come in? Like Jason needed to go home, take care of the kids. I'm admitted into the hospital. It was just a mad dash in all different directions, and I ended up getting admitted into the hospital. And they told me, they came the next day, they hooked me up with these IV fluids, and they were like, listen, you can expect to be here for like 7 to 10 days. I was like, say what?
Excuse me? I have a business to run.
I've got like places to be. My stepdaughter is graduating from high school in like 5 days. Like, I'm supposed to be there. Like, she's got a party in like 3 days. Like, this can't happen. My kids, it was the end of the school year. My kids were graduating. I'm like, I got teacher gifts to buy. I got like all this shit to buy.
Right.
Like they're finishing school. Like, we got places to go. They're like, no, ma'am, sit your ass
you
down.
Don't understand. You need to sit.
You're gonna relax right here in this bed, and we're gonna give you these IV fluids, and you're gonna stay here until you're better. And don't do that until you're better. So my parents were away in Tennessee, like looking at land. I didn't even tell them. I didn't tell anybody. Because I didn't want people to freak out. Because again, like we had talked about before, why it's frowned upon, because you're not taking care of your body, you're not eating right, you're not drinking, you're not this, you're not sleeping. Right. So I'm waiting for my mom to tell me, Sandy, you're not sleeping, you're stressed. You're not eating, you're not drinking. And it's like, Mom, like, I know these things. I know, like, my body. I'm probably more in tune with my body than most of the population. Like, I really try to take care of myself in every way that I possibly can. So my parents, when they were coming back, I was like, by the way.
Right. By the way, I had Rhabdo.
If you guys want to just, like, stop by Memorial West, room so-and-so, that's where I'm at. What? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah.
Bring me a peanut butter and jelly.
Lots of jelly. Yeah, but I was there. It was Thursday night. I was admitted Friday, Saturday. By Saturday, I was starting to get antsy. I'm like, I need to break out of here. How are we gonna break out of here?
Yeah, break out. Yeah, I'm sure. Literally. I was saying, it's like, I'm not with this. I'm baffled by the math. My numbers are way too high, and I don't know how they got that high.
Yes.
Number 2, I've got things that I got to do outside of this.
I don't understand.
Number 3, like, I can imagine that it would be difficult. Or one of the reasons that you would be reluctant to share that information with other people is because you're a business owner and like you own a gym. So like for you to come down with a condition that's related to strenuous exercise or, crush injuries, I'm sure people would be like, we got to do this? Like,
right. Absolutely. So
I don't have any experience with being diagnosed with Rhabdo.
Right.
But after finding out that this is the topic that we were going to have and doing my research and reading and watching a ton of videos from other CrossFitters, explaining their experience, I feel like I may have had a similar, maybe not as high or as extreme, but when we had that 100 rep challenge and my calves were on fire, and like you said, like the day 1, like, okay, like you feel it. Day 2, you're kind of sore, but it's limiting to a certain degree. But then by day 3, you should start feeling better. But by day 3, I was not feeling better. Day 3, I was still at home, and I'm texting you like I have to walk on my tippy toes, like my heels.
Stick your legs in the pool, okay?
My feet.
Go take yourself a bath.
Epsom salt bath, dry as shit. Well, I couldn't get my heels to touch the floor no matter what I tried. And like you were telling me, like, yeah, that's gonna like make things worse because now you're engaging the muscle, and I'm like, yeah, but like I'm not engaging the muscle because I want to, like,
because I can't. I can't do anything else.
Like, it hurts to do anything other than that. And one of the videos that I had seen on Rhabdo was explaining that, you know, when you overexert a muscle, you recognize that pain and fatigue earlier on in the workout. So one guy was doing, I think he was doing like it was like 30 wall ball tosses and then 20 pull-ups, and he was going back and forth between rounds of that. And he said after doing butterfly pull-ups, he, you know, swinging his legs back and forth, he felt it in his biceps, and it was like this for the next couple of days. He's like, I can't move my arms, and like I'm you know, I work out like this regularly. This isn't anything new. Right. So I guess the point is that these high rep challenges present issues and expose you to the possibility of getting rhabdo. So what can we do moving forward to prevent this from happening to anyone else, especially with Murph coming up and it being related to Murph?
Of course. Yeah, I think a lot of it is, one, you know, conditioning your body to do exactly what you're going to do on the day of. I can pinpoint few things that led up to that particular Murph that I did that could have been contributing factors. One being the day before I had done like a 15-mile bike ride, you know, left those details out because, you know, sometimes you don't think about these things. Right. You're like, whatever, you know, I'm conditioned and this and that, whatever. I had done the day before. I had done just a cardio based. It was in using my trainer. It was my road bike on my trainer in my garage. I had done like a 15. I think it was like 10 to 12 miles. So it wasn't anything that was like super strenuous or whatever. And I remember being hydrated and but I'm not the best when it comes to sometimes my own nutrition and making sure that I'm exactly like on point. Because again, I've done Murph before in the past. A lot of our workouts here and a lot of workouts that people have done are harder than Murph, okay? Are harder. I mean, that's just what the reality is. So a lot of times we don't consider it challenging. So we just continue with our regular things, not resting, not watching our diets and things like that. So it's important to make sure that if we're going to participate in this particular workout, that we are staying hydrated, eating right. Everything always stems down to your diet, your hydration, everything.
That is huge.
Everything always stems down to that. The other thing at the time was that I had mentioned before, we were vegan, and I truly believe that was a contributing factor. Everybody, and this is not anything against that particular style of eating, but for me, I noticed that I don't recover as well when I was vegan. And also at the time too, I still had my implants. Gotcha. So that also might have played a role in my recovery post-Murph. Because like I said, I've done hard workouts. I've run marathons. I've done tough shit. I've done Murph before in previous years and have been sore and recovered fine. But this particular year, those were the differences. One being that I was starting to have issues with my implants. And then two, we were vegan. So I feel like that might have been a contributing factor as far as not being able to repair the broken down muscle. Protein in my diet wasn't able enough. Because remember, post-Murph, I didn't eat all day. And that night, we had, and I believe, because I take it back now that I'm thinking about it, I think we had plant-based vegan. I think we had plant-based.
So
vegan.
cauliflower rice.
No, I think we had those.
Boca
what
burgers.
Is it? Not those. The other plant-based burgers. I don't know.
Beyond?
Beyond Meat. No, Beyond or
Beyond Meat.
It's one of the ones that's already pre-made and it's almost like a burger because like when you make it, it's still like red because it's made with beets and stuff like that. So it almost resembles, and actually it's super high in fat and super high in protein too. So I'm trying to think, like I don't remember 2018, like if I was still, because we became vegan in 2017. 2018 might have been the time when I was not so vegan anymore. But Jason did the workout too, you know, and he didn't get rhabdo, you know. So it's like there's everybody has their own things that they go through, and it's so important to take care of your body before and after, and knowing that if you are going to do Murph, don't just walk in here on Memorial Day and be like, whoop, here I am. I'm going to do it strict. I didn't train for it. I didn't do any high rep workouts. I have no idea how my body's going to respond.
And also, like, with it taking place on Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people take Memorial Day weekend as like, fuck it, it's party time. Let's chug beers all weekend and barbecue because it's a 3-day weekend. We get Monday off. So if you're coming into that weekend partying Saturday and Sunday and think you're going to be able to come in on Monday and do this super extreme hard workout,
right,
you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
So definitely, like, if you are going to drink and party, like, by all means, live your life. But, like, have that balance with your water, with your alcohol, because you don't want to jump into Murph dehydrated,
right,
and then increase your chances of getting rhabdo.
Right.
So, like, we didn't say all of this to get people worried that, oh my God,
I'm gonna get
rhabdo from doing Murph.
No, you know? Because it happens in all different scenarios. Like, if anybody follows Dana Lynn Bailey, which is a high-end bodybuilder, you can follow her on Instagram, DLB. I followed her for years. She actually got rhabdo like 6 months to a year ago, and she got it from doing the CrossFit, those sit-ups that they do where they lay back, forward, and it was like high rep. And she had, like, days later, like, she was super bloated, and like her stomach was all like protruded, was out, and a lot of pain, and she didn't know why. And sure enough, she had rhabdo. And this is somebody that works out every day, is super fit, super strong. You know, it's just, there's no way of saying like, why pick me over the other person. I think it's just being aware, knowing that these things exist, taking care of yourself, knowing if you're going to come in here for Murph, know what your limitations are. One,
listen to your body.
Know that, you know what, if I'm going to come in here, this is the first time I'm ever going to do Murph, I'm going to do the mile run. I'm going to partition my reps. Yeah. I'm going to rest in between. I'm going to drink, make sure that I'm well hydrated, and knowing that, yes, I'm still pushing myself. Right. I'm not going to bitch. I'm not going to play internally. I'm bitching and complaining. But
whole time in my mind.
We're going to remind you while you're doing this workout. Right. So while you're doing it, partition, and we will share ways to break it up. And there actually is one Sandy don't get rhabdo method.
Oh no.
How I do it.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. There's one named after Coach Amanda, or how she likes to break hers up, and then there's one mine which is don't get rhabdo. That's the thing, that's the name of it.
Don't get rhabdo.
Don't get rhabdo.
The DGR method.
Yeah, right? Seriously. That's Sandy's method. But there's really no way of, you know, the whole point of this is to raise awareness that this does exist within the fitness community, because it happens to crash victims, to trauma.
Yeah, one of the videos that I saw was a CrossFitter that had knee surgery, and he got rhabdo from physical therapy. So I don't know if it was his quad or what it was, but, like, you know, just doing a very repetitive movement, you know, he ended up getting rhabdo. So it affects anyone and everyone from all different walks of life, whether you're super fit to not, you know.
I have a friend, interesting enough, a friend of mine, I don't even remember, her son got rhabdo. He was in the hospital for rhabdo. He had gotten a cold, like a bad cold and like a bad cough, and this was pre-COVID and before, you know, so he had bad cold, bad cold, bad cough, and he had, when he went into the hospital, he had rhabdo. And she couldn't believe it. And she had texted me. Yep. Wow. From like the constant, you know, pressure, and I guess just the broken down muscle within his body from probably the jerking of his body from the coughing, that he had this broken down muscle that wasn't being repaired, and that it was to the point where it was too damaged. And so it just goes to show you that there really is no way of saying that, yes, you're going to get it from this particular thing, because there's many different ways. So the whole point of this is just to raise awareness and let people know that this does exist out there, and to always be in tune with your body. Yeah. Know that whenever you do workouts, even a day-to-day regular workout, you're stretching, you're staying hydrated, you're resting when you need to rest your body. Because even if you do 2-a-days, you know, over 30 days, your body needs a little bit of lower intensity. Right. You take that lower lower intensity. Take some time off. I think it's even been brought up in like the 75 hard, from just doing 2-a-days for 75 days, where you can develop rhabdo, or you can develop all these, strains and problems and issues and things like that. But again, the approach of how you take things is everything, because that can determine how your body's going to respond to these things.
So listening to your body, and then like also being smart about, one, your training going into it. So don't just show up on Memorial Day thinking like, oh, I'm not fat, I can just do this, right? But also, playing it smart in the days leading up to it. So making sure your diet is pretty much on point, you're well hydrated, you limit the amount of drinking you do the couple of days before, and then also after. So like drinking before is one thing, but also after, you think, okay, I'm done with this super intense workout, I can just go to the barbecue, we can crack open a few beers and pound them down. When in reality, you need to be smart about that as well, right? Because your body's still trying to hydrate, so you need to feel, just stay hydrated, I guess. Is the big
be
point.
Mindful, be mindful of your actions pre and post. I mean, that's as you're saying it, I'm like, man, that stinks to work out. You can't drink, you can't do this before or after. I mean, when the hell am I supposed to drink?
Right. I don't like it. Friday night is like the last hurrah. Like, go super ham Friday, Saturday you recover, Sunday you take it easy, Monday sucks, and you go to work on Tuesday and you hate life. Like, it's just so much easier to just be fat and not have to worry about it.
Right? You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. No, but it's a good thing, and it's a good challenge. Murph is an awesome challenge. It's a way to challenge your body. Granted, I don't think I have met anybody personally that has developed rhabdo in the years post. I mean, that was the one person that I knew, and then myself. There have been circumstances where post Murph, I'm like, are you still sore?
Right.
Can you move your arms? Can you brush your hair?
Can you high five?
I know. Let me see.
Right.
Let me see your range of motion. There's been people here at the gym that have done other things, and they've had like super sore like biceps and stuff like that. I'm like, can you extend? What's going on? How's your diet? Are you staying hydrated? Just because I can't help it, knowing that that does exist. And I'm like, my motherly instincts are like kicking in, and it's like, wait a minute, let me see. I think you should rest the day, see how you feel, and then go from there. Fortunately, I've never.
Because I was out for a couple of days after that 100 rep challenge.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was, I was concerned, and I was like, man, I hope she doesn't think that I'm just like bitching out. Like I'm not like just backing out of coming to work out. Like I legit can't walk. Like this hurts. And then I remember being like that a few times, not here, but like in general working out, when I was running to retrofit, before I took my slip, slide, dip, dive all the way down to the parking lot. But like, doing biceps, and then the next day just being like, oh my God, it hurts so much to do this.
Yeah. And I guess there's a fine line, because I'm sure that question would come up too. Like, how do you know you have it if you have no symptoms? Which is true. Yeah. But I think your body eventually tells you as the days go on, like you start developing more symptoms. Yeah. Not just, I was sore and I was super sore, but then it was like the swollen elbows all of a sudden just popped out of nowhere. Like it was like, boom, there we are. Hello.
Grapefruits? What are these?
Yeah, it was like, hey, do you see me now? Are you paying attention?
Can you hear me now?
Exactly. Because that's what it was. So I really think that's, our bodies are incredible. Yeah. And yes, you can be sore after workouts, because that happens. We all get sore after workouts. But understanding that if your soreness gets worse and not better or stay the same, there might be a concern.
Because there's a difference between soreness and pain.
Correct.
So like being sore, like you can feel good about being sore.
Correct.
Like, wow, like I feel it like that. Yes. Ooh, that's tender. Yes. But there's a difference between like, oh my God, like
Pain.
It hurts to go any further than this, and I've never been this sore before.
Pain. I mean, what I felt was pain. It was like being in a traumatic, like an accident. So like I felt pain. I could not move my body in directions that I normally could. And I'm like, this is not right. And again, it did not get better And it wasn't like, it was getting progressively worse. It wasn't getting any better. It wasn't staying the same, and it wasn't getting better. It was getting progressively worse. So that's why, and then when those swollen up, I'm like, something jacked up with this this body of mine. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind, just knowing that soreness is normal, especially when you're doing workouts. It is common. Making sure that it's not getting any worse. And then soreness, also try to work through the soreness, do stretches, do recovery sessions, things like that help you work through that soreness. But yes, if it is painful, like to touch and things like that, then there could be a level of concern.
And so I would say with Murph, don't feel like you're not racing anybody to get this done. So go at your own pace, listen to your body, and move smart.
Correct.
Like don't sacrifice form for the sake of knocking out however many reps you're trying to do.
Exactly. Keeping all those things in mind as we prepare for these final weeks.
Yeah, we have 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Today's
just under
Tuesday.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 20 days.
Yeah.
20 days.
Just under to get all our reps in.
Oh my God.
The great thing is, this year I feel like we are definitely more prepared than previous years. A great thing is that we always have April the burpees, which kind of like sets you up for that endurance, just doing all those burpees, that crazy amount of burpees, doing that, and then prepares you for May, Murph. Obviously last year we did have the calendar. We didn't do pull-ups. We did the push-ups and the squats, and we did do, I think a lot of us, I did Murph. I did Murph in my garage. I had SB and Nancy come over and do Murph with me, so they did it in my garage. And then, a lot of people did it on their own, wherever they could.
Heavily modified due to conditions.
Yes, it was modified. And perfect example, I did Murph last year, and not nowhere near the experience that I had that 1 year. So who knows?
Yeah, you got Ramalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, I didn't get none of that shit. Although Jason did one time, he was like, I think I got Rhabdo. No, you don't.
You ain't had no damn Rhabdo.
No.
I can't move my arms.
No, he was. I forgot what it was. It was from a sore, some workout or intense workout that we had done. I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't Murph. It was something else. But he was like super, super, super sore. Could be from one of the crazy races he does.
Yeah, crazy races. You got that right.
That could do it.
Speaking of April and burpees.
What?
Are y'all bankrupt yet? Or like, how much? Do we have a final number?
We don't. We're gonna do it. I think this Saturday we're gonna do it because we usually do a live video.
Oh, nice.
So we do a live on Facebook. We'll do a live.
It up.
Yeah, we'll do a live video, and that was the whole thing, was that we just couldn't coordinate our schedules and with classes and covering and doing all that sort of stuff, and with the holiday and Mother's Day, and that took away the whole weekend because Mother's Day, whole weekend, 4 days at least.
Mama's got to take it easy.
So we are gonna do, I think this coming Saturday. So we'll do a live feed, so that way everybody can see it and watch along with the the comments that Jason makes. We all look forward to those comments.
Can't afford this shit.
Yeah,
I know.
More like when I'm like, how many did Ari get? And he'll tell me, and he's on to the next person. I'm like, no, go back. How many did Ari get? He's like, damn it, woman, stop it.
It's gonna be good. A couple of us were nervous because we saw that the board was still up, the burpee board, and we were like,
I know. It's crazy because we actually took a couple pictures of it because I'm like, somebody's going to come in here and swipe some numbers away by accident or run it.
Couple zeros.
No, but we do have it up there. If you're looking at the board, everybody knows Coach D had like 3,100 burpees, which is absolutely crazy considering because we did let our coaches do their burpees
in class,
but only during the breaks, just like the clients, just like the lifers were able to do. It wasn't like he could be doing them while you guys were working out. So it wasn't like, he had an advantage. He still had to do his burpees during the breaks while transitioning everybody around, moving them, adjusting them. Yeah. All right, guys, ready? 3, 2, 1, we're on. Let's go. And then continues to do that. So that's pretty amazing. So I know that he was the top. Pretty sure SB or Christy were up there also.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know which one it was that for the female. I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't know if they want us to reveal that information just yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know who's above who.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I stopped at 1K because I liked the 1K number. I was gonna go for 2K, but I don't.
Me too. Like in my mind, I was like, yeah, 2,000 sounds good.
Previous years, I've done way better, so I feel bad not doing as many. But I was just tired in April.
Yeah.
I was tired. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening here at the gym, in and out of the gym. So I was just exhausted teaching and doing the burpees in between and stuff. I did what I could.
I mentioned in my Instagram video on the last day of burpees that, like, I didn't do it the year before, so I had no baseline data to set goals for this year. So
now you have a number for next year.
I shot for the moon. I missed by a lot. But I got to 700, which I'm happy with.
That's good.
That's good.
That's awesome. Everybody, I mean, listen, that's contributing towards a great cause. So every burpee counts.
But do they? Hold on, wait a minute. You can't, because there was a couple days that we had a couple stations that we had to do burpees that didn't count towards the challenge.
That's true.
So I was upset by that.
In station burpees did not count.
That's fine.
No birthday burpees either.
I'm glad we didn't have any birthday burpees.
None of your classes. Other classes they did.
I'm sure, but I avoided that like the plague. I'm like, I am not gonna do any burpees.
Yeah.
For your birthday, like. You knew.
They don't count.
This month. You know what this month is about. Like, why would you come to class on your birthday? Like,
poor April birthdays. Aww.
Poor. Listen, don't be mad. Be mad at your parents. They chose when to conceive you.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Coach. I don't have any other questions, comments, or concerns other than Murph is going to kick my ass now that I know that I have to wear my vest tonight.
Right? Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
The vest is a good thing. It's. Yeah, at least for the finale part of the exercises and stuff. You don't gotta wear the whole.
I'm not gonna wear it the whole class. I mean, it's leg day, so maybe I could get away with it, but like.
You could. We in previous years.
Who's Coach Jason's coaching?
Yeah. Damn. In previous years, we all were wearing our vests in our workouts. We were pulling out those vests, and especially when it got close to like some OCR races and stuff, people would be wearing their vests and stuff like that. And it's cool. I mean, it gives you that little level of push, that little extra push. But I need to pull my vest out too and do something with it.
Dust it off.
Yeah, it's sitting in my garage. I really don't want to. Let me tell you, today I was doing the pull-ups. I'm like, do I really want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I doing this? I'm tired. Yeah.
Right. So you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Let's say that again.
You heard it here first, folks. We've got the Sandy Tachi Don't Get Rhabdo training method.
Yep.
For Murph.
Rhabdomyolysis, aka Rhabdo, is what brought me to the hospital Thursday night and has me here 3 days later, waiting. My purpose today is to educate you all, as this is an extremely dangerous, life-threatening condition, and today, more than ever, I thank God for the signs and knowledge of identifying my symptoms and checking in when I did. Rhabdo is something that is not talked about often, but should be, because it's becoming more and more common amongst the fitness community and is often ignored. So what is Rhabdo? Simply stated, it's the breakdown of damaged skeletal muscle. Muscle breakdown causes the release of myoglobin into the bloodstream. Myoglobin is the protein that stores oxygen in your muscles. If you have too much myoglobin in your blood, it can cause kidney damage. As muscles break down, they release the enzyme creatine kinase, CK, and a protein called myoglobin into your bloodstream, which can lead to 3 serious health complications if elevated to a dangerous level: kidney failure, acute compartment syndrome, electrolyte abnormalities. What causes rhabdo? The type I'm talking about is external rhabdo caused by strenuous exercise. The main risk usually is from going too hard, too fast. Usually it's from eccentric exercise where you're contracting and lengthening the muscle at the same time. Very common in spinning and CrossFit workouts, but not limited to those. It can happen to anyone at any time. So don't think you're safe because you don't work out or because you're well conditioned. Symptoms. The most common is muscle pain, muscle weakness, and dark colored urine, like Coca-Cola colored. Pain and weakness should not be confused with just that post-soreness. I'm talking about severe pain and weakness here. But you know your body best. Unusual symptoms shouldn't be ignored. So what happened to me? Well, it's hard to say if it was continuous workouts over time, maybe not enough hydration, or if it was the actual Memorial Day Murph that did it, but all I know is that I knew something was wrong on Tuesday post-Murph. I experienced severe bicep pain and weakness. I couldn't extend my arms more than 90, 100 degrees, and it was painful. Tears and all. I hydrated, I ate, I rested. No workouts, no running since Murph. No dark-colored pee. Come Thursday afternoon, nothing changed. Normally, by day 2-3 post a race event, I'm feeling better. I'm rarely sore, even after running marathons. I train daily because I feel good. If I'm tired or sore, I rest. But that's rare because I just don't get sore. This time was different, very, very different. Having knowledge of rhabdo, it had already crossed my mind multiple times that week. But again, no dark color pee, no weird feelings, just that major soreness. Thursday night was when things changed. I showered and looked down to my right arm to notice swelling, like weird, bulging elbow swelling. No redness, no heat, no fever, just swollen. So I Googled and found a very relatable story of a young woman that was very active, did interval training, ran 20 miles a week, ate well, and then did this pull-up workout and developed locked biceps and sudden swelling. It was rhabdo. At that point, I was in tears, tossing back and forth with whether to wait it out or to go to the ER. I thought about those precious boys that were sound asleep and told Jason we had to go now. I'm the lucky one. We checked in and my CK total was at 38,000. Normal is 26 to 192. Holy fuck. I was admitted and currently on my 15th or so bag of IV fluids. I'm lucky, very, very lucky. I never got the dark pee. I didn't develop kidney or liver issues. I was spared. But not everyone is so fortunate. Many people ignore this because they just don't know. They never heard of it. Kids to adults, it can happen to anyone. What's ahead is still unknown. I don't know when I'll go home, and I don't know what my restrictions will be. I do know that there's a lot of reflection time, and I've spent the last 3 days educating myself and learning as much as possible so that I can help others. Experiencing all of this was scary, but if it's going to happen, let it happen and be smart. Don't ignore things. More updates to come, and if this hasn't given you enough info, please check out the link to follow, as I felt it gave some pretty good info. Until next time, stay healthy and strong, friends. Don't be scared, but be educated. Fitness is good for you. Eating clean is good for you. Just know your body, listen to your signs, understand when you should rest, hydrate, eat well. Don't rush into new fitness routines. Peace out, Coach Sandy.